May I just say it's a pleasure to have you leading the college. Really. Did you say an elf and stars? I hope you don't know what you're asking. There was an unfortunate incident a few years ago. An elven mage named Nellikar was exiled from the college over it. He's still in town, getting by, applying spells to the people inside the frozen hearth. Disgraceful. You were given a vision. Are you serious? Whatever. The person you probably want is Nellikar. He's in the frozen hearth. Be careful. He was exiled from the college for a reason.
Why are my research materials constantly disappearing? Why would anyone bother to study stars? Well, unless you're talking about that artifact that got all those dimwits thrown out. Oh no, I'm not falling for that one again. Next thing you know, I'm getting yelled at for saying something inappropriate. If you're so curious, talk to Nellikar in the frozen hearth. He can tell you the whole sad story. Talking about that artifact that got all those dimwits thrown out. Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm not being blamed for saying something out of place. Again, if you want to know, ask Nellikar. He's staying at the frozen hearth. He knows the whole sad story.
I know plenty of spells that produce light, but stars? There was that problem a few years ago, but that couldn't be related. There was some bother about a group of mages being exiled. I can't remember what the details were. I think one of them came back, Nellikar. Stays at the frozen hearth, but I don't know why. He's not welcome in the college. A few years ago, you should go into town and talk to an elf named Nellikar. He was involved in the whole mess.
Anticipate that.
You might have learned.
Why specifically stars? Wait, you aren't referring to... No. There's no way you would know about that. It was a few years ago. A few of the mages got overconfident and were exiled. They had no talent anyway. I hear one of them, Nellikar, still hangs around the frozen hearth. Guess he has nowhere else to go, poor thing.
What do you want?
Well, I've certainly heard worse things. I think the man you want to talk to is Nellikar. He was exiled a few years ago, bad research. Still hangs around the frozen hearth.
Up half of study stars? I remember the last time the word stars was flown through the Hall of the Elements. Bad things had happened. Kind of things that even the college won't tolerate. Things that can get a wizard exiled for life. There's an Altmer who's staying at the frozen hearth. Nellikar. You should speak with him if you're so curious. Ours was flown through the Hall of the... Almost the opposite. The college got rid of something. Someone. There was too much trouble. There's an Altmer named Nellikar staying at the inn outside the college. You should ask him about it.
Skyrim still has such fine... Studies stars, you say? Why, there hasn't been a mage doing anything related to stars since... Oh. Well, it's a minor stain on the college's reputation. One of many, unfortunately. You should head to the frozen hearth and speak with Nellikar. It's his story to tell. And I wouldn't want to discredit him by talking behind his back. Been a mage doing it. Vision? What vision are you talking about? Oh, no matter. You should head to the frozen hearth and speak with Nellikar. It's his story to tell, and I wouldn't want to discredit him by talking behind his back.
Not that I care. Stars? You wouldn't be referring to that incident a few years ago. I still say that exile was far too harsh. You shouldn't ask me. There's an Altmer named Nellikar in the frozen hearth. He's the one to talk to. Exile was far too harsh. Yes, I did. I shouldn't be the one to tell you about this. There's an Altmer named Nellikar in the frozen hearth. Believe me, he'll know.